How you doing? We are back for the afternoon show, 3 o'clock Eastern time. It is Tuesday, April the 13th, and we're on for the last hour of trading today and the first hour of the aftermarket. And I welcome you back to Stock Markets with Bruce. Uncle Bruce here, got my bagels with Bruce shirt on. Fantastic. Thank you, all of you out there who have been supporting this channel. Thank you for supporting this channel, picking up items on Redbubble. Fantastic, guys. We're working on some new logos. Stand by. New logos coming up for Stock Markets with Bruce, Uncle Bruce. And we'll show them off the next few days. Hope you like them. If you like them, you'll be able to pick them up from Redbubble. And let me know how you like them. Fantastic. Welcome back to the show, the afternoon session. We're watching the markets here. I think the Dow is going to have an update today. I've been predicting that since this morning. We're down 36 right now. 36 points on the Dow. We were down 140 something this morning, maybe roughly. Yeah. The S&P is up 16.8 and the NASDAQ is up 140 points. And that's telling me I think this market's going to power higher. I think the New York market is going to get a little bit of a run here. It is already at its high today now at 33,707. So we'll see how the New York Exchange wants to handle this. Over on GameStop, 139.99, just under 140. I mean, just under 140. 139.99. Volume on the day today for GameStop is coming at 5.8 million. Just a dead day today. What we need here is an army of Reddit watchers, followers, Wall Street Bets followers. We need 20 million viewers, readers, to each buy 10 million shares. No, let me repeat that. 20 million people from Reddit and Wall Street Bets, each to buy 10 shares of GameStop over the next week. That's all you got to do. Just buy 10 shares each. Tell everybody else to buy 10 shares each. And this stock will be in the quadruple digits. It'll be over $1,000 a share. $140.01 right now is the price on GameStop. Unbelievable. Down $1.09 or so on the day. AMC is better at 880 for the day. I mean, it's better for the day, but not as good as it's been so far. It's been as high as 912, now 880. So it's off about 32 cents from the high. This is a stock that was as low as 831 this morning, then kind of crapped out there for the first 45 minutes of the day, and then took a shot higher. I think at the same time when I mentioned, I kind of mentioned how this morning, if an army of buyers came in to buy GameStop, 10 shares each, the stock would take a shot. That's what did happen this morning on GameStop. You can see right here, the shares dropped first thing this morning to 132. Then I mentioned army of buying would come in, and look at that. It went all the way up to 145. Then you guys stopped buying. So, I mean, what am I supposed to do? I did what I could, and I don't know. You got to tell your friends. Anyway, there you have it. 139. 63. Okay. SPACs. I wanted to talk about the SPACs that I'm following, just to kind of recap where we're at with them all and what's happening with them, and what to look out for, what's going down and what's going up and what's going sideways. Just want to get to my notes here. I have this hard drive called it's a ringed hard drive. No batteries, no moving parts, never crashes. All you got to do is just get to the right page with all the info on it. It's always there. It never fails. Fantastic. So SPACs. What is happening with the various SPACs that I've been following? And let's see where we're at. Here is my list of my favorite stocks that I'm watching these days. Here they are right here. We got GHVI, which is Gore's Holdings, number 5, I believe. Or is it number 6? I'm not sure. Gore's Holdings, 6 Incorporated, VI Inc. This stock right now is down 45 cents today per share at 1307, and it has traded 1.3 million shares. The story on Gore's Holdings is that they are going to acquire or be acquired by Matterport, and Matterport is a 3D imaging software company that is going to be known as the real estate brokers 3D imaging company of choice. I think they're the dominant area here, the dominant player. They're basically in hundreds, over 100 countries now. They have 4 billion properties with which they can do business in, if that ever gets to that point. That's how big the business is for them to enter. Every Airbnb listing down the road will likely feature a Matterport 3D imaging of the apartment you're going to rent, or the house you're going to rent, or whatever Airbnb listing you're interested in. The owner will likely do a 3D imaging of the entire property for you, so that you can see the kitchen, the bathrooms, the bedroom or bedrooms, hallways, entryway, foyer, everything. That will give you a true picture of what it is you might be renting. The rentor will likely be forced to do it, but you only have to do it really once a year or so, or once every couple of years if you do any remodeling. And this will help you get top dollar for your listing, because the renter will really count on this image, this 3D image, to get a feel for what this place looks like. And so it's a win-win for both parties here, for real estate agents, also for insurance companies. So if you've got you want to insure, you want to buy home insurance or insurance for possessions that you have inside your home, you're going to use Matterport. You're going to use Matterport to literally film and 3D image your entire home from the inside, to then transfer to your insurance company, who then has a 3D replication of your house. Now they know what they're insuring. And this, I think, is an absolute genius move. It really makes it accurate for both parties in this area. Anyone in the resort business, any hotel that is a resort hotel, so every property in Hawaii, every property in Florida, all the hotels in California, any business hotel, their hotel listings on Expedia, on Trivago, on online anything. I mean, on online, any reservation system you want to go with, Travelocity, and on they go. They will use eventually Matterport. And so instead of you looking at a bunch of photos of what your hotel looks like, say you and your wife want to travel to Berlin, Germany, and you want to be in the Hilton, or you want to be in a Holiday Inn, or you want to be in a Sofitel hotel, a local brand, you're just going to see all the amenities, and they're going to highlight the entire hotel through a Matterport 3D imaging software. And this you can use on your phone, you can use on a tablet, you can watch at home on your laptop. You'll be able to scout out the properties you're going to be staying at on your European trip. And whether you start in London and take the train over to Amsterdam through the Channel, stay in a hotel there, then you're going to Paris and doing a bed and breakfast for a couple of days, or you're doing a Airbnb for a few days in Paris, you're going to see that place all in 3D before you get there. Same with the Berlin property and Hamburg, Vienna, Austria, you name it. It's limitless. And resort hotels are going to flock to Matterport. So the Matterport company is taking over GHVI, and that deal is worth $2.9 billion enterprise value when they announced it about 60 days ago. And $640 million in cash will be transferred to the Matterport bank account the minute that the deal is consummated and listed. And that should be within 4 weeks from now, approximately 4 weeks from now. So I'm waiting for that one with great interest. The shares so far, GHVI, they've been as high as $28 in anticipation of this deal. You can buy them now at $13.10, awaiting the last month before the merger is completed. So they're at a good place. I like the company. I like the 3D imaging, and I like the numbers, and I like how well funded they are. And I think they're going to be a very active and a very quickly growing entity going forward. So that's one of the SPACs I like. Another SPAC, VGAC. VG Acquisition Corporation. VGAC is trading at $10 right now at the actual issue price of the SPAC itself. It's incredible to me. It's been as high as $18.16. It's the Richard Branson SPAC that he put together with a bunch of his investor friends. Richard Branson is throwing $25 million of his own money into this company at $10 a share, along with the founder and creator of 23andMe. She's putting in $25 million of her own money into this deal at $10. So you can buy right now VGAC at the exact same price of the founders of the company. They will, of course, not be able to sell their stock once they buy in. They'll be restricted, being insiders of the company, but they don't care. They're here for the longer haul because they know what I think I know, and that is that once this 23andMe is vended into VGAC and they come out with all their announcements, stock's going to be nowhere near $10 a share. The value of this deal will be $3.5 billion enterprise value, with a $950 million cash balance to start with, just from the merger of these two companies and the Wall Street money that's being poured in behind it. Just like Gores Holdings, tons of cash coming in, all at $10 a pop. That's where you can get into this stock. Risk? What risk? There is no risk. It's about 30 days away from being completed. So stick around for that show. Now, on other SPACs that I'm following, SVAC, that is Starboard Value, SVAC. It's available right now at $9.96, 4 cents below the offering price, original offering price. These are opportunities that don't come along very often. You're going to be kicking yourself if you don't grab this stuff. The high on this stock has only been $12. The street has not yet warmed up to it, because I think it's kind of an unknown story. It's a really unknown deal. This was announced about 50-something days ago. It's about 40 some odd days away from completing. SVAC is merging with Cyxtra. CYXTERA is a spelling of Cyxtra. And Cyxtra is a company that operates 61 server farms around the world. These are the buildings in light industrial malls where they have heavy security, no windows. They have satellite dishes pointed up into space. They're sending information up and receiving information down. They're into the cloud computing business. They operate these gigantic server farms inside these buildings to handle all of our data. And whether you are a member of the Ralph Club grocery store thing, or you have a Safeway card, or you're part of the Costco program, you got your Costco card, every time you use your Costco card, they scan it. That information ends up going to a server farm. And Costco's information on all of their members around the world and all of the merchandise that you buy from Costco is kept track of through the server farms. And this is how Costco knows the items that they should reorder and items they should drop, because they tells them how they're doing on sales. This is just a smidgen of a smidgen of a smidgen of what server farms do. They do everything. SVAC will be valued at $3.4 billion on the enterprise value of this merger. The $650 million in cash will be transferred to Cyxtra. That's money in the trust for the SPAC and Wall Street money behind it. And if you believe in the future of server farms, and you should, this is a stock for you. FAII, which is Fortress Value Acquisition, trading at $10.08 a share. High for this stock so far, $13.05. Shares are off 6 cents today. Fortress Value Acquisition, they are acquiring or being acquired by ATI Physical Therapy Centers. And that is a $2.5 billion merger with a $650 million cash exchange happening upon listing on that one. That is also within 30 days of being done, as well as the Starboard, as well as the Gores Holdings, and as well as the VGAC, Virgin Group Acquisition Corp, all coming together in the next 30 days. The Fortress Value Acquisition Corporation will inherit 860 operating physiotherapy centers in the United States, with 50 more under construction and planned to be operated and opened this year. Very quick acquisition, very quick growing company. And I think that over the next 5 years, they will continue to grow even faster, because something tells me this public company that the ATI is going into, ATI Physiotherapy, they're going to use the treasury of this public company to raise cash and to use stock to acquire other physiotherapy centers across the United States. And they're probably going to pick off a bunch of local and regional operators in various areas of the country. And they may already have a hit list of exactly which ones they want. Do not be surprised within a couple of years of this deal closing and listing that they're going to go from 860 locations over 2,000 locations. Do not be surprised. And their billing, the billing that they do for all their services goes to the insurance companies that all of you use through your employers, through the various hospitals for physio and everything else. And this is a very lucrative trade. Anyway, this company I think will do very well. All right, next one is VACQ. That is known as Vector Acquisition Corp. Vector Acquisition is taking over Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab is a satellite launcher. They launch satellites into space. And VG Acquisition Corp is going to be, Vector Acquisition Corp is sitting here at, hang on, hold on. Where am I? Pardon me 1 minute as I get my act together here. There we go. Vector Acquisition is trading at $10.87 a share. It's up 3 cents on the day today. High so far, $15.15 a share. So there's been some movement already. It has gone that high before the deal was even done. The deal is now announced. The deal is being done within 30 days or so, should be finished. And again, this company, $4.1 billion enterprise value right now, with $750 million cash coming into the treasury of this combined corporation. So it'll be well funded. They've got a long list of clients to launch satellites for. They're going to be extremely busy. All right, we now have NASH. That is known as NavSite Holdings. NavSite Holdings is going to acquire Spire Global. Spire Global is a $1.6 billion satellite data providing company. They operate the satellites and handle all the data that the satellites handle. They're going to have $475 million cash handed to them upon the completion of their deal, also within the next 30 days. The stock's at $9.89 a share. It's off 6 cents today. It is a bargain of bargains. The high so far, $12.05. Tons of upside here. These guys, every time a satellite is launched into space, someone has to operate the data the satellite is up there to handle. These guys here are expanding and expanding and expanding. They now have the capital to grow their business even further. And everyone, like even Costco, needs to use satellites to transfer their data, because you got stores in LA and you got stores in Philadelphia and the East Coast, West Coast, and the data goes up and then it comes down into the server farms to handle all of their knowledge and intel, making sure that your membership is renewed on time. They want to make sure you're paid for. They want to track your shopping. And if you're an executive member at Costco, you're getting a refund or a rebate check for your activity. They got to keep track of every purchase you make, no matter what state, no matter what location. This is how it is done. And the satellites through Navstar, through NavSite, which will be Spire Global, will be the agency, one of the companies out there that'll handle this information. Very important business. All right, one left, IPOE. That is known as Social Capital Hedo Sophia Holdings Corp. IPOE, it's going to be known as SoFi Financial, which many of you have heard of already, private company. SoFi Financial is going to become the Amazon of online banking and finance. You can get car loans from these guys. You can get personal loans. They'll offer credit cards. They offer banking services. SoFi is going to be a very active company. The high for this stock already, just in anticipation of this deal, has been as high as 28.26. It's trading at 16.90 today, and this was a $10 deal. The deal is coming out at any time. It could be listed this week, next week, at any moment. We are awaiting the announcement of the trading of the stock on the open market. We know that there are some serious people behind this entity. The value of this vend-in is apparently something approaching 4.something billion, $4.1 billion deal, and it is a very 1.2 billion in cash is the amount of money that's coming into the treasury of this company. Again, upon listing, it will be a very popular, heavy traded stock. I think it's going to be a very actively traded stock, and I don't think it's going to stay down here. I don't think any of the 7 SPACs that I'm telling you about here, I don't think any of these SPACs will be anywhere near the prices you see them at now. They are going to be much more expensive to acquire. You're going to find that they're going to be extremely active when it comes to news announcements. I'll be covering those for you, and I will stay on top of every one of them for you, letting you know how they're doing, what they're up to, what's going on, and how they're doing. And I think that if you pick off any of these SPACs, I think you're going to be happy with your results. Anyway, there's a little a recap for the SPACs today that I've been talking about lately, and you can check them out at your leisure. GameStop right now, $140.96 a share, down 13 cents a share, making a run back up to the break-even line to see if it can break over it yet again. Volume on GameStop for the day today is a paltry 5.99 million, just 6 million shares traded today. AMC 898 up 36 cents, and the Dow is now sitting at a loss of only 31.8 points. It is so close to the break even. It'll be interesting to see if it can bust through. We have 38 minutes to go for the end of the day today on the big markets. The NASDAQ is up 156 points. S&P is up 18.7. So the 3 big markets are higher all day. They've been getting stronger. The Dow now is within 26 points. That's close to its best performance of the day. And I'm of the opinion that when it's all said and done, I have a feeling the Dow will be in positive territory today. I just get that vibe that is where we're headed, that it wants to hit the high of it'll hit a high of the day that'll be in the positive for the day. We'll see. I'm here to watch it. If it doesn't happen, well, too bad, but I have a feeling it could happen today, that the Dow could turn positive before the day is done. It has got the right momentum coming in right now. There you have it, guys. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for all of your comments. Everything that you think is happening. If you have any comments you want to make, let me know. Thank you for using these emojis, and I'm pleased that you're in my house today, following this show, following this YouTuber. Well, what can I say? We got Free Thinker saying, "Hey Bruce, I freaking love you, man. Good news today. It looks like the floor of the downside. Bullish indicators are growing into the positive all over the place. Let's follow that. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Kinds of interesting comments. A lot of folks are talking to each other, which is cool. AB Matterport on their investor relations page estimates within 5 years, 100 billion market cap, 253 million shares. That's about 400 a share, $13 now. There you go. There's a deal for you. I think that these stocks have a tremendous potential. I do. I think they have tremendous upside. You're getting in at the ground level. This is, IPO or pre-IPO pricing for these guys. I just don't see a lot of risk here. 141 on GameStop, down 9 cents on the day. We're that far away from breaking into the positive territory. Will GameStop close with a bit of a flurry today? It had a down dip in the first 30 minutes this morning, and it's been fighting its way back ever since. We'll see what's going on. The Dow now down 28 points as we watch the Dow try to come in. That's pretty good on Matterport. I like that. I know that people have asking me, Bruce, where do you think these shares can go? What can they do? And I try to be conservative. I try to figure out if they can get into the 20, 30, 40 range. I'm a happy guy because all of you will have made 2, 3, 4 times your money. But these stocks are not designed and are not the folks who are building these companies. They're not interested in the stock to go to 20, 30, 40 bucks a share. That's not what they're into. They're into a much more higher range than that. But they have a longer time frame maybe than you have. And there's the difference right there, depending on how much time you've got versus how much time they have. Can you invest for the long haul like they are? I wonder what will happen with GameStop on Friday with all these options expiring. We know about Keith Gill. I wonder how many others expire Friday. Yeah, we know Keith is going to exercise. I think he's exercising his stock, so he's going to pull 50,000 shares. He's going to want his delivery of his stock. 141.35 on GameStop. We're up 26 cents now. So GameStop is, for the moment, in the green. It's not the first time it's done this, but it's in the green right now. 141.50 looks like it just popped a little more. So we'll see if this is a nice little run at the end of the day for GameStop. Time will tell. Let's go. Mr. Noodle, have you looked at the Grab SPAC? That is the outfit that is the Singapore kind of Uber of Singapore, delivery service kind of thing. I haven't looked at it in great detail. I heard about it this morning. I've heard about it in the last few days. Well, what I've noticed about it is it's a very large deal, and I think it's going to be a ton of stock issued at $10, a huge amount of stock. And I'm not sure if it might be too many at that price. I'm wondering about how that will do long term, because whatever happens to the stock today and tomorrow and next week, don't even pay attention to it. It's what happens to this stock in about the next 5 to 8 weeks. As we go through the middle 30 days of the 90-day time frame at minimum it'll take to make this deal go through, where will the shares slump to as people get as it gets quiet? Because this deal will become very quiet very quickly, and we have to wait out the final closing out of the deal. We'll see what's going on. Half of that volume on GameStop was me, Bruce, says Barry E. Watching level 2 on GameStop, bid-ask columns, both full of shares up and down the stick, no manipulation, laughing out loud. 141.55 up 46 cents right now, 141.66. So it's a little better. What do you think about Gary Gensler? I have no opinion on Gary Gensler. I know he's going to take over the SEC. I think it is. No opinion, no idea. I don't know the man in any great detail. Does exercising really do anything to the market? Haven't option writers already hedged the options? Michael, it depends on the market at the time of exercise, actually. If GameStop shares were to take a shot from this level here, 141, and go up to the 220 level right on Friday, $80 move or $60 move, whatever it is, that could create a lot of consternation in the options market, because a whole bunch of contracts would be in the money that no one thought were going to be in the money this Friday. All of a sudden, all the 150s and the 60s and the 170s and the 180s and 190s are all in the money. And that could create a bit of havoc on the floor. But we'll see. Derek, Bruce, you just forced me to buy more. I told you I am addicted. And you go and say things about the stocks. It's like feeding a habit, isn't that terrible? Last tweet from Keith Gill is hilarious. Remembering the scene of Casino Royale 007, debating so hard on selling my SLGG and buying more GameStop. Robert, I'm a bit proud of myself. Bought one shiny pearl of GameStop at 138. Now I have 6 precious GME diamonds. There you go. Antoinette, Eddie R, explain the tweet. I haven't looked at the tweet yet. Travis, it's burning a hole in my pocket. I need to forget I have it. Eddie, it's when 07 is tied up in a chair and being hit in his, what, and he is laughing. Just bring it on, buddy. I'm still laughing at you. Robert Benson, right on. Nice work. Robert, Bruce, hope the SPACs zoom out when launched. May help to hold on longer term to GameStop. Well, like I say, the launch is imminent for the SPACs. They're all coming. And there's going to be a lot of news about them. I'll be on top of the news constantly, and we'll stay on top of this. When will IPOE launch, Bruce? That's all we need to hear now with markets so flat. So when? Any day. They announced this deal early January. So early February, early March, early April. That's 90 days. We're now April the 13th. We could be 97 days, 98 days. We're waiting for IPOE to list as SoFi at any time. That's all I got. That's all I know. No one is saying, and Michael's saying any day now. Been hearing any day now for over 2 weeks, says BWUSAF. Well, I don't like to predict less than 90 days. I just don't, because in a COVID environment, I'm not predicting anything closes in less than 90 days. I'm leaning now towards longer rather than shorter for any deal announced, no matter what, because of the shortage of manpower, people working from home, offices closed, restricted hours, just whatever. And so I'm thinking longer than 90 to be on the safe side, but I hope less than 100. But it could be 110 days. I can't make it go any quicker. I can't help you there. The exchange has to do their thing. The SEC does their thing. Each company has to do their thing. That's the way it is. Sorry. Okay. What's going on? Carrie, any opinion on this SPAC? NSTB, Northern Star Investment, merging with Apex Clearing. Thank you from the Santa Cruz Mountain in the Redwoods. I don't have any opinion on either of these. Don't know anything about them. I've got nothing for you, and I have no updates to tell you about. I don't know anything about either company. Bruce, bring out the crystal ball. Come on, guys, you can tell me what's going on. Michael, when? Well, will it be now or soon? When? VGAC is back at $10 and even buy. Exactly. Is it just me, or did GameStop just turn green on the day? It had, and it turned red again. It's 140.70. It's right around the break-even line. Mike, Ken Griffith's wife's boyfriend, laughing out loud. And it's red again. Hey, IPO, you can hear us. Hurry up if you can listen to us. Come on, let's go. Isn't Apex Clearing Robinhood's clearinghouse? Laughing out loud. Sky, seems like GameStop is getting driven lower daily. Is it going to create pressure like a spring for a launch? I'm waiting for it at any time to break out. Were you talking about GameStop? Colin, what about now? Travis, the amount of viewers that are here, if you all sold your SPACs mentioned here and put them into GameStop, you could cause some momentum. Well, we don't want to cause downward momentum on SPACs. We would like to have upward momentum on everything. You know what I'm saying? 140.64 on GameStop, 886 on AMC. The Dow down 36 points with now 27 minutes to go. Will there be a late push on the Dow Jones 30 indice? We're up 17.5 on the S&P 500, and we're up 152 on the NASDAQ. It's been a very good day for two of the markets. Waiting for the Dow to kind of, come around here. Join the party there, pal. Let's see what's happening. Got a buy order of 100,000 GameStop. My balance is just short, 13.999 million. Laughing out. Well, I tried. I just don't have quite enough money to buy 100,000 shares, so maybe tomorrow. They're holding GameStop at 140, says Ashley. Wake me up when we're at 1,000. GameStop is the only play right now. Feels like this morning an unknown entity decided 140-ish was a hard stop on the forced and manipulated down pressure on GameStop. I wonder if this battle will continue in the coming days. Well, they were as low as 132 today, so that was the range, 132 to 145. We're at 140.61, down 48 cents right now. Let's get some likes for Bruce. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We got some neat emojis as well. Sounds like a guy with fractional shares. Eddie, do get the buzzer going. Colin, I don't want to make everyone jealous, but my portfolio is green today. Chewy is running for $88. It is moving up to 88. That's a good day on Chewy today. Chewy right now up 339, up 4% today. This is the future of GameStop. This is the future performance you're going to see on GameStop. The thing is, at $87 or $88 a share, the company starts being market capped at more like $36, $37 billion, not $35 billion. GameStop being market capped at $35 billion would put your GameStop shares at about $500 a share. So your shares of GameStop at 140.56 are right now are trading at around 28 cents on the dollar. You are very low compared to where you should be or could be if you match the Chewy performance, just so you know. So even though Chewy is $88 a share, you have to understand that there are a bunch of Class B shares outstanding, and that adds to the valuation of the company. That's why the company is worth 37, 38 billion right now. GameStop, a $38 billion market cap on GameStop, over 500, well over 500 a share. So GameStop is the one on sale right now. Interesting. I say interesting. All right. Those thumbs ups, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs ups. How are we doing on the thumbs up on the show? We have 430 thumbs ups right now on this afternoon show. About 1,900 of you are here. Thank you for that. 20 on the downside, 430 on the upside. So we got about a 20-to-1 ratio going right now. Maybe even better than that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Thank you. 20 plus to up to down ratio. 466 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for those. Pop those up there and get us over 500-600 right away. That would be terrific. Thank you, all of you. Appreciate the following and the support. It's terrific. 140.34 on GameStop, down 75 cents. All righty. What else? What else is happening? Hi, Bruce. That's all I got, says Dan Hammer. Oh, my gosh. Let's see here. I don't like my red portfolio, so I changed my settings to black and white. Merkin, no diversification means buying GameStop at different price points. It's so important to both average up and down. Chewy's going to go to 90 this week, when that's going to go to 100 after that. We've got chart emojis and all kinds of stuff going on here. Let's see here. Thank you, everybody, for popping in your comments. Appreciate it very much. Let's go. Any news on whether or not GameStop has sold any of their 3.5 million shares? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think they've sold any of it yet. Something tells me that if they're going to start selling the stock, it's going to be at a higher price. I don't think they don't need the money today. They have this available to them whenever they want to pull the trigger on it. But I think you're going to be much higher per share before you see it going through. That's my personal take on it. No one's asked me for my opinion from the company, though. So I have to be honest with that. Bruce, I bought my first fraction of an Amazon share today. So much for being green, says Colin. I changed my red color to yellow so I know to buy more bananas. I need IPOE to run to SoFi. I need to become SoFi. Appeal of initial, and then get more NSH and get everything else. Bananas. Okay. No worries, Rich. I can't see the number of likes. The stonks is bananas. Okay. 140.55 on GameStop. Again, trying to approach the flat line of the day. We're down to 22 minutes for the day. The Dow is down 37 points. The S&P up 15. NASDAQ up 143. Markin is saying, I can't spell. I know the feeling. That is where we're at right now, guys, as we are coming through. We have a new member that has just joined us right this second. This is awesome. We've got Ken Shinvu joining us right now as our newest, greatest, latest member of this channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the gang at large. You get to use emojis that we have. We're adding some more. Probably today or tomorrow, we'll be adding some more emojis. Keep your eyes open on the emoji bar. You'll find more coming your way that you can use at your leisure. As we keep adding subscribers and members, we can keep bringing out new emojis. Fantastic. Chris Wood, Bruce, thanks for keeping it real with us. Do you ever think that the level of manipulation on GameStop and elsewhere is beyond what you expected it to be? I'm fairly new to the market, but it seems extreme. I got to say that from what I'm seeing here and what I'm noticing is I am surprised at just how many shares out there do trade for these publicly traded companies, when in reality, like GameStop, there's only 70 million in existence, and so many more than that trade hands. It's really stunning. How many shares are not being delivered on settlement day is surprising to me. But I do understand how it's being done, because it's all digital now, and these IOUs are just digital IOUs. Where in the past, when I was a stockbroker and a partner in a brokerage firm, at the end of the day, at like at 3:30, 3:40 in the afternoon, would be panic time in the cage. Now, the cage is the area of a brokerage office at the back. In the old days, there used to be brokerage firms on Main Street, like literally on the main floor of office buildings, and in other firms, the brokerage firms had offices on upper floors. And there was a time where customers of these brokerage firms would be able to come in right off the sidewalk, and they would come into a lobby area. They come into like a lobby area, and they come through some more doors. So you'd have your first outside doors, and you have like a little ante-room area where you stomp your feet if you got snow on your boots or stuff like that. You take your coat off and hang it up. Then you come into another set of doors, and you're into a lobby area. And in the lobby area, off to the side would be a receptionist that would handle whatever you needed. If you were just picking up something, or you were dropping something off, or you had an appointment with a broker, you would announce your presence, and the receptionist would call the broker out. But there was also a seating area. There used to be like a little theater seating area. It might only be 3 or 4 rows of theater type seats. And these seats would be separated by ashtrays that would be cleaned every day, several times. There would be waste baskets around. There would be public bathrooms off to the side that customers could use. And you could hang out, sit down in a theater seat, and just watch the brokerage office function in front of you. And you could take a look at the big board. You'd see a ticker going across constantly with news servers, news announcements going by. And you could grab an edition of the Washington Post or the New York Times, or you could grab a Wall Street Journal, Barron's. You could grab any publication that the firm would subscribe to. And they would have these bamboo sticks, these long sticks, where you could grab a paper, and you would clip the middle of the newspaper onto this bamboo stick, and you'd only have to hold on to the stick, and the entire newspaper would be right in front of you like this. It wouldn't fold over and flop. Remember, these are the days of the big newspaper. I mean, the full-size newspaper that most of you have probably never held in your hand. You probably have never had a full-size newspaper, because the papers they print today are a shrinkage. They're all suffering from shrinkage, like George Costanza, all suffering from shrinkage, tabloid style, and they're all trying to sell it to you as a great idea. Yeah, it's all bunk. It's all cutbacks. You used to have a 7-column newspaper in your hand, a real deal, and you had these bamboo sticks to hold them straight, and then you could read the page. You turn the page over, flip it all the way around, turn the bamboo stick around. You got the stick now on this side, and you're holding the paper on this side, and then you can read the articles. Anyway, you could sit there for hours. There were guys who would smoke cigars in these seats with their ashtrays beside them, and then they would watch the ticker, and they would talk to each other. And some of the firms, it all depended on the brokerage houses, depended on just the seniority of the brokerage firm within the community. Some of the firms, they would have staff tending to the clients at all times. So there would be someone coming by to clean out the ashtrays all the time and wipe them out, and you'd have a nice clean ashtray every 20 minutes, 30 minutes, a clean ashtray. And they would bring you a coffee if you wanted a coffee. They'd bring you a glass of water if you wanted a cup of water. You were always looked after. And then there were times where the broker would send the assistant. They'd have an assistant and say, hey, grab the box of donuts and head over to the back and look after those guys. And so one of the broker's assistants would go into the coffee room, come back with a box full of Danishes and donuts and whatever, and they'd walk around the theater seats and offer these guys a little snack so they could snack on something, sip a coffee, and watch the market, because the brokerage firm wanted the customers in the area to be part of the market. And so if they had to do a trade, they would just summon their broker over, or they would summon over an assistant, give them a piece of paper and tell them, buy 100 IBM at 23 1/8, for George so-and-so's account, and he'd initial it. The kid would run to the broker, and the broker would turn around and he would nod at the client. His client's sitting there. The client's going, pick me up that stock. And the broker would then write a buy ticket. And then in some cases, depending on how big the office was, they would write a buy ticket, roll it up in a like a tube of toilet paper, put it into a plastic tube, and it would go up the air pressure tube over to the trading desk, and the trader would open it up and then either teletype or phone the order in to buy 100 IBM, get the order back, get a confirmation, write out the ticket, complete the order. Then the copy of the ticket would be put back in the tube. The tube would be sent to the broker, and the broker would see a tube land in the basket beside him. He'd open it up and see that he just bought 100 shares at 23 1/8 or whatever it was. And he would write on the piece of paper, Joe bought 100 IBM at 23 1/8, give it to the kid who would run it to the back, give it to the client, and then the client is day trading. He's sitting on 100 shares of IBM at 23 1/8, and he's watching ticker going by, and he's seeing the Dow Jones news ticker machine over here. The action, it's just constant hum of business being done. And this was day trading in the 60s, in the 50s. This was the way it was done. Right up to the 70s it was done. Even into the 80s it was done this way, where clients would spend hours, especially the retired guys. They would spend hours at their brokerage house, and they would hang out and shoot the breeze with the other guys, and take, maybe two or three clients would go out together and head for the local brewery and have a beer after hours and shoot the breeze. And the brokers are just constantly working the phones, seeing their clients sitting there, and normal. That was just normal life. That's all gone now. But it would not be uncommon for the client to buy 100 shares at 21 1/4, and in the afternoon the stock is trading at 21.70, 22 1/4, and he might tell the broker, we might sell it, we might not. It all depended on the transaction, the commissions, the movement. But the day trading wasn't done like it's done now. Not even close. These are long-term investments that were made in those days. That was the brokerage business that I entered. It was the brokerage business I saw when I wanted to become a broker, because I saw these offices with these guys with their those hats you wear in Paris, those, I'm not sure what you call them, the Sean Connery would wear a hat like that, when he would be in his casual attire, being Scottish, those Scottish hats, and the French had those little hats with a little brim on it. These guys would come in with those, or some would come in with fedoras. And virtually no women would be sitting in the theater seats. It would all be the guys. And this would be the man's domain that just kind of shoot the breeze and watch their investment accounts and see how they're doing. Reading the paper, smoking a cigar, watching the quotes, having a quick word with their broker, or their broker would come back maybe after 15 minutes, you're sitting there, the broker would come back and see you. How you doing? To sit in the seat beside you, just talk to you for 10 minutes about what's going on. Here's what I'm hearing about some of the stocks we're following, and I'll talk to you tomorrow about some new news. We got some earnings coming up next week for General Motors, or I'll let you know all about that. And that they would commiserate, and then off the broker would go back to his desk, back to work, leave the client alone. And that's how it was. And that's the business I wanted to be in. I wanted to be a broker in a business where I was commiserating with my clientele. Those were the days. 11 minutes to go. 11 minutes, 15 seconds, as a matter of fact. The Dow is down 52 points. Looks like it's not going to have an up day. I thought for sure this Dow was powering up to have an up day, but the Dow Jones is just going to falter here. It looks like around a 50-point drop, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. Anyway, there's your days. Manipulation of markets, a lot different now than back then, for sure. The only stocks that traded were actual stocks, because the cage, as I said before, was in the back of the office, and that's where all the certificates were. And during the day, the certificates had to come in and go out for settlement. Certificates would come in for from a brokerage house to this brokerage house, and the courier would drop off a pouch of certificates, and he would pick up an envelope with a check in it made out to this brokerage house for the purchase of these certificates. And then it would be the other way around. Check would be delivered in, and certificates would be handed over again, envelope to envelope, and off it would go. And the phone calls would be done between houses to do the closing out of the transactions. And all these certificates had to be, at the end of the day, deposited into the vault of the brokerage house, or more likely into the vault of the main branch of the main bank that they were dealing with. Now, since everybody was downtown, the banks were all around them. But there would be times where Brinks would come in, and that would happen in the firm I was managing. The Brinks guys would show up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Two guys, one with a pouch, one guy just walking with his hand on his gun. It was pretty casual. There wasn't like nervous time or anything like that. They'd come on in, and they'd go to the cage, and the cage would have all the documents for them, and they'd give them all these certificates in these pouches, and they would all be sealed and locked up. And all that was happening was that these certificates were being taken to the bank to be deposited into the vault of the main branch of the Royal Bank of Canada, the Bank of Montreal, the Bank of Nova Scotia, whichever bank, whatever firm was dealing with whatever bank. And these guys would deliver that to the branches, and overnight the stocks would sit there. Next morning, 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, whatever time it was, the Brinks guys would show up with the pouches, bringing them back for the day, so that now during the day we are handling last week's transactions this week to settle up all our transactions. And there were couriers coming all day long, and we had in-house couriers. We had guys that worked for our firm that were ex-police officers, retired Mounties, and these were guys that were, in their 60s, fit, completely bond-worthy, completely insurable guys with clean records, that we could hand this guy a pouch, and in the pouch would be $500,000 worth of stock that this guy would now take to the transfer agent and would drop off the pouch to the transfer agency. They've already got their instructions, what we need done. We need a certificate broken down into smaller certificates. He would wait 15, 20, 30 minutes, and he would be handed a pouch with, quote, the new certificates. He'd come back to the office, drop the pouch off, and then head for the coffee room and grab a coffee, or go to the bathroom, have a bathroom break, and wait for his next assignment. And they would be asked to walk to the exchange or head to the clearing here, go over here, go to this broker over there. And this is what we did with our guys. We had our own walkers, we had our own Brinks guys, and we had these certificates. And every day at about 20 to 4, I remember in the firm I was a partner with, it was a two-man firm. We had a few employees working for us, but there were two of us who were partners in the firm. We would have the cage would give me the pouch at 20 to 4 in the afternoon. These all have to go to the main branch downtown at the Royal Bank of Canada. And I would have to go, 6 blocks. And since I was 25 years old, I could jog all the way. And so I would have a pouch on hand, and I would jog all the way to the bank and drop off $1 million worth of stock that nobody knew I had on me. But once it got to be that size and larger and larger and larger, we would have the Brinks guys come in, and they would just pick it up, and they would put it in the truck outside, do their loop wherever they were going, and eventually they would end up. Once we gave it to the Brinks guys, it was as good as in the bank. We had no worries. We were insured. They were insured. It was all covered. There would be no issues whatsoever. But those are the days. Today, it's all electronic. Getting back to the manipulation of the markets, it is all electronic transactions. There are no stock certificates changing hands anymore. There are no physical certificates changing hands anymore. There is none of this. I need to take a 1,000 share certificate and break it down into 10 100s. There's none of that anymore. It's all electronic. and it's all done by computer transaction because brokerage firms that are really, really busy are doing millions of transactions a day between all kinds of thousands of shares, all kinds of prices per share, all kinds of accounts, and it is extremely complicated. You could not possibly do it with a pen and paper anymore. It is all done now by computer, and that is how shares don't get delivered now. Then what happens, of course, is brokerage house number one goes to the clearing firm to deliver stock for payment, and they only show up with 3/4 of the stock they're supposed to have, and they acknowledge that they're on the hook for the remaining 25% of the shares. It's an IOU. It's an electronic IOU. And the broker comes to the clearing firm with payment, again, electronically. They're expecting to be taking back with them stock. They get stock delivered to them electronically, but it's partially paper and it's partially an IOU. So you look at a brokerage firm's books, and it's all on the computer's printout. It'll say GameStop, Merrill Lynch has 2.7 million shares of GameStop on its accounts, for all of its accounts. But in reality, they only have 2.5 million GameStop shares in their possession. 200,000 shares of GameStop are on an IOU, failure to delivery system, through the DTC clearinghouse. Over here at Robinhood, they got 22 million shares of GameStop, of which they only have 18 million shares on hand. They're owed 4 million shares. And it goes on and on down the line from Jefferies to Charles Schwab and to all the other houses. Every stock, every issue, there's shortages and there's IOUs all over the place. And that's what's going on. That's why with GameStop, there are so many shares trading out there. There is no paper shortage. There's a digital shortage of GameStop stock. That's what it is. Unbelievable. This is how we used to play this business. Gone are the days where a customer would walk in the door with a share certificate and say, I want to sell these 100 shares of IBM I've had for 5 years. I've had these shares. I had them printed in New York when I lived in New York. I now live in San Francisco. I'm delivering these shares to a new brokerage house. I want to open up a brokerage account. I want to deposit these 100 shares of IBM. I want to sell them. That's the way it used to be. It's not done like that anymore. Alex, hi Bruce. What I don't understand is how is that I can buy a share or two without issue, yet there seems to be a share shortage. Yeah. How is it that there can be a share shortage when I'm a buyer of stock? Why doesn't the seller deliver me the stock? I don't understand it. This doesn't make any sense to me. And well, it's done now all electronically from failure to deliver, slow delivery, you name it. It's unbelievable. Yeah, well, Bruce needs a biography movie about working as a broker in the stock market. Let's see, what else is going on? What else can be going on? I have most your recommended SPACs and only seen red, but it makes the day that they all turn green seem even sweeter. Can't wait. Yeah, we're looking for the day when they close their deals and start trading on the upside. That's what we're waiting for. Just finish their mergers and let's get going. Only SVAC is up a penny today. Very quiet here. GameStop is down 31 cents to 140.78. We're in the last minute and a bit of trading now. 1 minute 52 seconds. We've only had 1.5 billion on the upside, 1.6 billion shares on the downside. Very quiet. 3 billion share day on the New York Exchange today. Not a lot going on. 140.76 down 50, or now 140.58 on GameStop, down 51 cents. Very quiet day on the market in general. GameStop 6.4 million. I think we had 4 million trade in the first hour and a half, and we've had 2 million for the rest of the day. Very quiet day on GameStop. 140.84 down a quarter. We're right at the line in the last minute of trading now on the stock. Will it break into the green or not? The Dow Jones Industrial down 54 points. It's not going green today at all. That's not happening. 140.76. We're down 33 cents on GameStop from what I can tell you. Right at the line here, watching the last few seconds go through. We're at the 53 seconds on the day. Looks like the stock is going to sit around here, and then we're open to the aftermarket, see what it wants to do. That is the deal here, kids. 140.50 down 59 cents on GameStop. Now into the last 35 seconds of the day. The Dow could not bring itself to a positive close today. It took a nice run at it for a few hours towards the just after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but it couldn't muster enough movement to go into the green as far as the Dow is concerned. NASDAQ definitely up 146, looking good. There we are, the last 12 seconds. Here we go, 140.63, 140 or so, 140.79 on GameStop. I think we're done on GameStop at 140.79 on the New York Exchange, down 30 cents on the day. And the aftermarket, the first indication, 141.05, up 43 cents on the aftermarket for GameStop. From what I can tell you right now, that seems to be the indication at this point in time. There you are, 6.5 million shares traded. AMC closed at 885, up 23 cents. A welcome move higher for AMC shareholders. Volume 43 million shares on AMC today. The Dow lost 65 points, 66 probably. 13-point gain on S&P, 146-point gain on NASDAQ today. Those looks like to me to be the final values on the markets as I can see them at this point. There you have it, guys. That seems to be the deal. Let's go. Any more comments? Fun fact, brokers weren't allowed to come into the cage. It had to stay locked at all times. We definitely had a system. Yeah, I was allowed in as manager, but no brokers were allowed in the cage. Absolutely not. Too many millions of dollars of stock lying around back there. That was verboten. There would be usually glass doors. They would have like a half door and then a glass door on top of that with a slot sort of thing. And if a broker had a client come in with a share certificate, the broker would walk back to the back of the office where the cage was, stand at the counter and hit the little bell, and then a cage worker would come in. The broker would show off, I have a share certificate for this account, and would provide the account number. These shares should be deposited into Mr. So-and-so's account. And then the clerk would then give a receipt that they received in certificate number such and such for this many shares of this company. And they would keep a copy with the share certificate. A broker would get a copy of the note, and then the client would get a copy. And the broker then would walk up to the customer at the front of the shop and hand them their certificates going, here's your receipt that we've received your stock. And the next document you'll get from us will be your statement at the end of the month showing that we have your shares here for you, that we have your stock. If the shares were in a registered form, in other words, the share certificate was in the name of the customer would need to sign off the stock so that we could put the shares into street form, which would mean we could sell the shares and deliver shares to a buyer. Then what would happen is I would bring the client into my office or bring him into an ante room. We'd have a little meeting room area, and I would bring in a cage worker, maybe even the cage manager, and the cage manager would come in with a stamp from the brokerage house. The cage manager would also be a notary, and we would have the customer sign the back of the certificate. The brokerage firm would stamp the certificate, and the notary would authorize it. Then we would give the customer a certificate, a document, again, a three-parter that the cage manager would fill in all the details on the stock cert and would stamp the cert, again, with a date stamp and with his notary stamp. And then we would give that to the client, and the client would then have an official document that would show the actual receipt of the stock has been received and has been turned into street form, and the client has record of said transaction. And so would we. And now in the customer's account would be the shares. And that evening, that certificate would be that evening in the vault at our bank branch as part of all the shares that we control. They would be there. And we would only go, there were times where we would go to the branch, to the bank, we'd have the branch, we'd have the cage manager and a cage employee, or one or two, but usually just one. They would together go to the bank first thing in the morning. By about 9 a.m. they would be allowed into the branch, the main branch, into the cage area inside the branch of the bank, which is very complicated. And their box, their certificates would be brought out by bank employees, and they would have this big box of stock certificates, and it would be like an accordion kind of holder. And they would look for IBM. We need like they knew that, well, we sold IBM last week and we sold this stock and this stock. We need to pull out the certificates that we have from these companies, and they would then rifle through and go, oh yeah, here's the IBM stock, pull that out. We need to deliver 500 shares of IBM to broker so-and-so today for settlement. They would look through the IBM stock and they go, oh, we have a 1,000 share certificate of IBM. We don't have a 500. They'll pull the 1,000 out and put that into their folder, and they would make note on their ledger, which they would keep with them there, that they took out the 1,000 share certificate from IBM. Leave the ledger note in the IBM slot. They would then get that certificate delivered to the transfer agent locally to break it down into 2 500s or to a 10 100s, whatever they wanted it to be done to. And then at the end of the day, they would deliver 500 shares back to the bank to leave in the thing, and the 500 that they had broken down, they would deliver that to the buying broker, and they would pick up a check from the buying broker for the amount of money in question, which would all be noted, and the deposits would be made at the end of the day. We would have then our cage manager go to the branch and deposit today all the checks we got in from our customers and from our broker dealer network partners. All the dough, and all that dough would go into our account, and that would be several deposits a day to handle all that activity, all done in person, all done in paper, none electronically. And at the end of the day, our cage manager would send a report to head office showing all the transactions we did today, all the stock we sold and delivered, all the shares we took in, all the checks we wrote, all the checks we got, and there would be a balance. And there might be, at the end of the day, my manager would come to me and go, well, I guess a week ago today, we did more buying than selling. We need to write a check to whichever outfit to settle up, and I would be given checks to sign on behalf of my branch, and I would be signing 5 checks. Each one would be anywhere from $20,000 to $2 million a pop to settle up trading from a week ago. And then the next day, my manager would come by and say, "You're not signing checks today. We're getting money today. Today is all, we sold more last week than we bought last week." So we're constantly back and forth on the transactions, and the bigger the checks and the bigger the stock amounts, the busier we were, which meant more commissions were made by the house. Quite an amazing business, incredibly complicated, needed really talented people in the cage to handle it all. And then we would have our year-end audits every year. Oh my gosh, the quarterlies would come along too. We'd have our managers from Toronto come out, our head office guys. Every quarter, our books had to balance to the penny, to the share certificate, every one of them. And in my branch, it always worked out because I had one of the best cage managers in the business working for me. But today, it's done electronically. It's all done with that. You buy and sell stock with this. Brokerage firms settle up their accounts using their machines, their desktops, and their servers, and they're connected to their head office servers. And that's all through the all through the satellites and down, all through server farms. And every client's account and every client's transactions and every 1/1000th of a share certificate, percentage of a share that you own, is completely audited and maintained and monitored through the computer system. It is an unbelievably complex system that is going on. Is there any wonder why there are all these server farms handling all of this data? It is just stunning, absolutely stunning. And all you ask me is, hey, when should I buy this stock and when will it go to the moon? That's all you want to know. Yet I tell you all this other stuff. I do everything I can. I try to help you out. What can I say, folks? There's a lot going on behind the scenes right now. 142.89, up $2 on the aftermarket, from what I can tell you. I'm not sure if this is real or not, but I'm showing the stock a little better in the aftermarket right now. 142.89, up 210 a share on 16,000 volume. Kind of weird to see that. It did touch 144.65 in the aftermarket. I don't know why it does this. It just blows me away how the aftermarket will be one kind of trading and the regular market will be completely different. It's just the way it is. Kind of kooky is what I have to say. Kind of goofy, but that's what's going on right now on the market. April 13th, announcement from GameStop announcing early redemption of senior notes. Elimination of long-term debt will further strengthen company's balance sheet. This is good news for GameStop shareholders. Grapevine, Texas, GameStop issued an irrevocable notice of redemption to redeem $216 million in principal amount of its 10% senior notes due 2023, April 30th, 2021. This voluntary early redemption covers the entire amount of the outstanding notes. The company will be debt-free. Notes will be redeemed by the company using cash on hand at a redemption price of 100% of their principal amount plus accrued and unpaid interest up to, but excluding the redemption date of April the 30th, plus applicable premium due to holders of the notes in connection with an early redemption. Notes are to be surrendered to the U.S. Bank National Association trustee in exchange for payment, more fully described. That is what's going on. That is why the company shares are popping in the aftermarket just a little bit. The company has just eliminated their debt that was at 10% interest. It is no more. It fails to exist. It is expired. It is an expired debt. It is a dead debt notice. It is no longer alive. It has ceased to exist. It is no longer a relevant source of frustration for any debt holders. And those of you who like Monty Python, I hope you get a kick out of that. So this is good news. Up $1.80 on the stock right now, 142.66. Could this mean a pop in the stock tomorrow morning? Maybe, maybe not. It's just another indication of how this company has not been issuing stock to survive, how this company has not diluted itself to keep alive. They are making enough money coming in the front door to have more cash on hand than they need to operate their business, and they have more cash on hand than they need for their debts. And so goodbye 10% interest rate debt as of April the 30th for the company. That puts this company in a much stronger financial position. That is a very positive news. Not that any analyst in New York gives a darn about it, because there are analysts in New York who say this stock is worth $10 a share, sell it, get out. That's your attitude from some of these analysts in New York. Yet here the company's paying off its debt in full, in cash, early, but getting no credit for it from where it should be getting credit for it. It's just the way it is. They can still issue $1 billion worth of stock, or up to 3.5 million shares of paper, whenever they want, if they need to. But at this point, they've just decided, we're just going to pay our debt off early and not make a big fuss about it. And however you want to react to it, you react to it. I call it a good thing, a very good thing that this company has just paid off, or has announced that it's paying off its debt early at the end of April of this year. I think it's a wonderful piece of news, and I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to report it. I'm happy to notice it. The stock is now $142.50 in the aftermarket on 19,000 shares. It's up $1.70. So there you go. A little stronger, a little better. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming out, and thanks for playing. So there you go. It is ceased to exist. The debt is no more. It is an unalive debt. How about that? Very good. Very good. Very good. thank you everybody for watching the show on that. I think that's tremendous news. I'm not complaining one bit. Very good news for GameStop shareholders. I've got a new member here, Axel Mead, AXL Med. Axel Med, thank you for becoming a new member of the channel. I missed this earlier. Nice to see that's happening. The debt is resting. That is correct. That is right. The debt is resting. It is not. Is it dead or is it mostly just dead? Cheers for positive news. Flying Circus reference. That is correct. This is no longer debt that is alive. It is now debt that is dead. It is dead debt, and it is no more. It is a factor no more. It is lying at the bottom of the cage. It is not moving, and it is stiff. And that is the end of that. How about that? All right. How does Jen follow along with these comments when you're on the air? Someone is asking me. Jen is in the bedroom in the back of the house. She's watching television back there. She's watching her favorite shows that she records, and she just lets me yammer on here in the living room, just go on and on and on about whatever I'm talking about. And then after the show is over, we usually get together where I'll change out of my clothing here, my bagel clothing, get into some civvies, and we will usually, and today we will definitely hop into the car on a gorgeous sunny day here in Creston, and we'll likely head over to the Tim Hortons drive-through window, grab ourselves a couple of coffees and something to nosh on, and we'll head to our favorite lookout spot and reminisce about the day today. And I'll update her about whether you've been naughty or nice, whether we have new members or not, or whether there have been snide comments made or anything like that. And we'll talk about the market and talk about the channel, and then just talk about whatever else we need to talk about, and compare notes. And then we work our way to maybe a grocery store for a few provisions, and then we come home and I get back to work on my channel here, and get back to work on what I have to do some more due diligence, and get ready for dinner time later today. That's how it goes down around here. It's a full-time gig. What can I say? Love the full-time fundamental approach. Welcome, Axel. Axel, you're being welcomed by everybody. Thank you for joining in on this show. Please, Jen, I was good. Please, did you tell on us? Please tell her we're all okay. Observe thyself. GameStop wiping out their debt. That's about it. Please don't tell Jen I was naughty today. I don't want to know. Don't want her to know that. Yep, they are free of debt as of the 30th of this month. They will have paid off. They are paying off their debt in one check. 200 plus million, 271 million, I think it is. On the 30th of April, 17 days, they will be debt free, and I think that's good stuff. We are waiting for Uncle Bruce to get to 200,000 subs. We'll see what happens. I bought 12 GameStops today too. I now have 450 GameStop. Fantastic. Yep, they are no longer in debt. You could say that GameStop's debt is the opposite of there. That is right. It is the opposite of there. There is no debt anymore to be contending with respect to GameStop. And so, cash in the bank, no debt, stock at 142.15, and there are analysts in New York saying it's worth $10 a share, and it's a sell. New CEO being hunted for right now. Something tells me that there will be. I think we're going to like what we see. I just have confidence in the group at GameStop that they will bring in a new CEO that will light up the market. I think the market will like who this person is. Will certainly be a person very familiar with the e-commerce, and away we go, a debt-free company. And if they go ahead and raise $1 billion at $285 or more a share, they will have $1.3 billion in the bank with no debt. Pretty good situation, don't you think? Now, of course, if 20 million followers of Reddit and Wall Street Bets and all these folks over there were to come into this stock, now that it's a debt-free company, and we're each thinking of buying 10 shares each, 20 million people buying 10 shares each, that would be a buy order of 200 million shares. Even if that took a month to execute, by the time the month would be over, and the last of the 200 million shares would be acquired by these 20 million people buying 10 shares each, or 2 million people buying 100 shares each, or 200,000 buying 1,000 shares each, however you want to do it, with 200 million shares of buying power coming into this stock, if that were to happen, I don't think these shares would be $142 a share. I don't think they'd be anywhere near here anymore. But I also have a feeling that the shares could be so high in price that on the way up, the company might announce that they are going to sell more shares into the market to satisfy the need for stock. Because, of course, 200 million shares of buying from 20 million people of 10 shares apiece, if that were to happen, would also probably spur and encourage the shorters of this stock to cover their short positions, whether they're declared shorts or whether they're artificial short positions, or whether we have a whole bunch of options that are now in the money that weren't in the money last week or in the money next week. We could have a need for stock that could be another 200 million more shares, which would mean 400 million shares of buying would come into this stock, which would probably move it to a much higher level than 1,000 a share or 2,000 a share, which could encourage the company to perhaps think about issuing stock at maybe $1,000 a share, which would bring in billions of dollars of money into the treasury of the company, which would in effect put a floor under the stock price as it would do. They would do this. And so the shares get to 2,000 a share. This company is sitting on maybe $35 billion in cash with less than 100 million shares outstanding, which would in effect mean the company's shares could be worth 400 or 500 or 600 a share cash value each without, any other asset buying. I would think that the analyst who has a $10 target price on GameStop and a sell rating would at least change the target price of the stock to reflect the cash value of the company, and maybe still have a sell rating on it. I don't know if they're biased, if they're still going to have a sell rating on, or maybe a hold rating on it, or maybe they would add $100 to the cash value of the stock and say, we think it's an $800 stock target, and we think it's a hold, even though it's trading at $2,000 a share. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it would take to get some of these analysts to come around to the fact that this company is going to be a completely different company. But I understand that right now they're saying, you show me first. You show me what you're going to become. When you do it, I believe it. But right now, I don't believe it. And that's probably what's going on. I'm just kind of wondering about that. We'll see what happens. Yeah, and then they'll split it 10 for 1, of course. Yeah, or 20 to 1. Oh, that could be so much fun. Couldn't that be fun? Yeah. How can they possibly buy 200 million shares if there's only 70 million outstanding? Exactly. I mean, someone's going to have to sell this stock. Who's going to sell stock if the shares, if 200 million shares are wanted? Who's going to be able to sell the stock? How's that going to happen? I don't understand it. I guess it's going to go higher. I guess, so maybe according to analysts, I don't know. Maybe it'll go higher. I never cared about stocks or a corporation until now. I've never cared before. Very, very fun, isn't it? Good question. I was gonna ask that question. How long will it take for analysts to come around on GameStop? 1 year, a whole different level of valuation. What would happen? Fridays would be a good day to do this. Bananas or options die. This could help the apes. Besides the eliminating the debt interest cost, what is the benefit of paying off this debt right now? Does it make the company more attractive for a merger or a takeover deal? And what happens to shorters in that scenario? Oh, that would be fun. Oh, that would be something, wouldn't it? I mean, if someone came here, if someone came up to GameStop and said, let's say Microsoft came up to GameStop and said, we want to take you over, and we want to convert all your stores to Microsoft Game Centers or something like that. I don't know. I'm just wondering. or we want to take you over and we want to just bring you in as a wholly owned subsidiary into Microsoft. We're going to leave you alone. You're just going to stay in Grapevine. You're going to do what you do. You're going to go e-commerce, but we're going to help fund it and we're going to help power it because we got the oomph here at Microsoft, and we'll set you up with whatever staff you need to power your way into e-commerce. What would happen if if Microsoft came to GameStop and said, okay, our shares right now on Microsoft, let me just take a look here. Our Microsoft shares are at 258 at the end of the day today. They're 258, and your stock is trading at $140 a share. Okay, well, here's what we'll do. We will give you the equivalent of $300 of Microsoft stock for every share of GameStop stock. So you're selling out at $300 a share, but you get Microsoft shares instead of GameStop shares. So you'll now have 2 Microsoft plus a little bit more for every GameStop you have. That's the offer we're making you. Microsoft only has to buy 70 million shares of the stock to get the company, because there's only 70 million out there. But the problem is there's 210 million perhaps floating around out there. How's this going to go down? How does this happen? And what happens if the shorters who are short now try to buy their stock back so that they can get Microsoft stock, and they start bidding up the stock? And what if it's a deal that says like, we'll give you 2.5 to 1. We'll give you 2.5 Microsoft shares for every GameStop share. Okay. Well, if the GameStop shares go up in value, this deal isn't so good anymore because Microsoft is only at 248. You see, that values us at 300 something a share. But if there's all kinds of buying coming into the market from the shorts trying to cover themselves, they're going to run this market up to $300 a share just by doing it. I don't know how that deal can go down now at 2.5 to 1. Because, well, maybe it can be done. It's $240 a share on Microsoft. So maybe it's 1.2 shares to 1. That would be $300, wouldn't it? Yeah, but if it's a 2 to 1, it's $480 a share. Isn't that right? Because again, I'm looking at Microsoft. It's trading at 258. All right, so let's call it 260. 2 to 1 would be $520 a share. So 2 Microsoft gets for every GameStop share. Paper deal. It would be interesting to see if the shares of GameStop went right up to $400 a share. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm not sure how that would play out. That would be kind of weird. That would be a problem for the short sellers. There's no doubt about that. The stock's 141.88, by the way. It's up 88 cents on the aftermarket. But I think, though, that answering this question in a little more thoroughly here, the company now has eliminated its debt as of April 30. Okay, I gotta wonder, do you think it's possible that GameStop might turn right around in the 1st of May, 15th of May, and go to Jeffries and Company and say, we want to raise $5 billion in cash from a bond offering, and Jeffries says, well, what kind of a deal do you want to offer us? So how do you want to do this deal? What are you going to offer the bondholders? And the company says, we're willing to pay 1% interest on the money for like 10 years. And at the end of 10 years, or between 5 and 10 years from now, the bond is convertible into stock of the company. And the stock conversion will be the average, the 30-day average selling price of the stock prior to the 5th year anniversary date. It'll be the 30-day average less 10%. So if the stock is trading at 1,000 a share average, you can convert in at 900. So you can convert your $5 billion into stock at 900 a share 5 years from now, but in the meantime, we'll give you 1% interest for the money. Now, they get $5 billion cash now. They use that to buy a company, they take over somebody that is a cash flowing, money making entity that fits their needs, the company is $5 billion richer, more assets under administration. For 5 years, they're building this part of their business out and out and out. So by the time the conversion day comes, the stock is at 1,000 or more a share. It's at 2,000. It's at 6,000. Who knows how much it is? And these bondholders can convert at a 10% discount into stock if they want to, or they can keep holding the bond and just take the 1% interest. In the meantime, the company's got $5 billion at 1% interest to go nuts. And they only have to pay, what is it, $50 million a year in interest. It's a very small amount of money. That could be an interesting arrangement. I don't know. It's possible that without debt, the company is attractive, and the shares will go up in value as the street figures it out. Because right now the street doesn't know, or it's not paying attention to this story yet. I'm not sure. But the shares, with the right CEO and there's no debt in the bank, shares go higher. Squeeze of stock goes higher, and then they announce at 500 a share, we are issuing 10 million shares from the Treasury for $5 billion, interest-free money. And we're going to do a bond offering for 10 billion more. That gives us $15 billion, 1% interest on the 10 billion, even if that, convertible into stock like I was just talking about. And now they have $15 billion cash. They have a $500 stock on the open market. And now they go up to company blah and say, we're going to buy you for $30 billion. Here's $15 billion cash. Here's $15 billion in stock. And now we're one big happy family. And GameStop goes to $2,000 a share because of its new size and profound cash flow and earnings. And that could happen. It could happen. I don't know. Lots of possibilities when you're a public company. There's just lots of possibilities. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right now, 142.26 on the stock, up $1.27 on GameStop. Volume in the aftermarket, 62,900. Dead quiet. If I were a shorter of this stock, I would be getting more nervous every day that goes by, because a few days ago they announced they're going after a new CEO. Now they're announcing they're paying off their debt early. Ryan Cohen is going to become the chairman of the board of the company. There's just announcement after announcement after announcement that short sellers don't want to hear. This is not the kind of news you want a public company to make if you are short a ton of this stuff. You just don't want to hear this kind of talk. This is the kind of talk that can get you into real trouble if you're a shorter. Stock Markets with Bruce. Brucey baby, do you think the new executives taking stock incentives at these levels makes them harder to bribe if they were to receive a cash salary? Bribe, I mean, I don't understand. The new executives makes them harder to bribe. Well, okay, so if they join the company and they get these stock options and the shares go up in value, they're not going anywhere. Yeah, you can't buy these guys out of here. I agree with that. Yeah, if that's what you mean, I understand that. Yeah, okay. Let's see what's going on. I had to go get a package. Is this the same story Bruce is still saying? When I meet any of you in person, that first Costco hot dog and soda, it's on me, says Brian Holt. Oh man, let's see. That GameStop at 132 early this morning. Consider that a gift, because that was a gift. Lots of possibilities when the company isn't carrying debt. Laugh out loud to the moon. That's right. I honestly like it when Kenny G plays that saxophone. Dream big Elon Musk and GameStop building gaming into the back seats of all the vehicles for his kids. How about that? Oh man, I think Easy Listening would be great death metal band name. That way, when people tell Alexa they want to hear Easy Listening, they get something totally unexpected. Now, how about that? Kenny G, he's awful. Future is beautiful and bright. I got to give one thing to the shorters. They've got balls of steel. Yeah, they've got other people's money. That's what they've got right now. They're not using their own money. They're using other people's money. And you got to wonder when this thing comes home to roost, is it going to be crazy? All that news, plus the DTCC rule changes equals one mega short squeeze. It's going to be wild. Yes, this is going to be something. Restrictive covenants. Lenders put a bunch of rules in place that restrict what a company can do as long as they owe money. Without money owing, all the restrictive covenants are gone. Now this company do what they want. That's right. I think Ryan Cohen's calling the shots now. Yeah, Deanna, I think so. I don't eat hot dogs. That Kenny G deep fake of Wall Street. Oh my gosh. Robert Medina, thank you for this donation. Imagine this. Instead of YouTube showcasing online gamers, GameStop takes it to another level, to the moon. Yeah, that's right. Think about that. GameStop can't keep their debt volume high. Sell. Pretty sure Ryan has been calling the shots from the moment he bought the 9 million plus shares. Jane Doe, ditto, unless it's a vegan hot dog. Alexa, set a 5-minute timer. Hey, Bruce, are you a fan of Stan Rogers at all? Jennifer is. Jennifer is a huge fan of Stan Rogers. Loves Stan Rogers. The long past, unfortunately, we've lost Stan Rogers, but she's a fan of Stan. There is a Danny DeVito movie, Other People's Money. That's right. The bill comes due. GameStop is now at 142.13 after hours, according to E-Trade, up from today at 140.99. Yeah, it's 142.06. OPM, always true. Balls of steel. No billions of dollars brought to bear. GameStop will be the industry leader in 1 year. Got a suicide watch. Laugh out loud at work. Back to work. See you guys on Discord later. KW, I'm born and raised in Texas. I gave up meat. I don't think Bruce can say MOASS on air. Censorship stinks. AB, Bruce, does GameStop paying off their debt mean that they can buy and sell their own stock at will, like most companies do? In the search situation, they have a printing press, basically. It's possible. They could, now that they've paid off this debt, they could turn around, issue new debt for $5 billion or $2 billion, and then buy up their own stock. They could do that. That would be kind of funny. I don't know. Colin, how many of you now have a 5-minute timer running? Thanks for all you do, Uncle Bruce. Thank you, Observer. Bruce, did you see the bonds news? The bonds news. Well, I saw the news on GameStop. Let's see here. Oh, no, Bruce going to tell on us. Jane Doe, you're strong. I can't give it up. Bruce, was DeVito's stunt double in other people's money? I'm just saying, he's 4'8". And I could have been Danny DeVito's. I'm 4'8". I could have been Danny DeVito's stunt double. Yeah, that could have happened. Yeah, sure, okay. Oh my! What is going to happen tomorrow with GameStop? What is going to happen? What will any Wall Street followers Wall Street analysts change their tune? I don't know. Market Watch headline, GameStop to retire some debt early to strengthen balance sheet. GameStop said late Tuesday it will retire more than $200 million worth of debt, saying the early redemption of some of its senior note will further strengthen the company's balance sheet and support its transformation. The 10% notes were due in 2023, and the early redemption on April 30 will cover the entire amount outstanding, GameStop said. The company will use cash on hand, it said. Shares of GameStop rose 0.8% in extended session Tuesday after the regular trading, when it was down less than 1%. So that's all I have for that article. Not much there to get excited about. Let me just check the Dow Jones and Wire. Nothing on the Dow Jones Wire at all. And then on the press releases, we just have the one press release I've already read you about buying out this debt early, taking it out. 142.20, up $1.21 on a volume of 67,500 shares. No volume whatsoever. It is so quiet. 142.20 in the early after hours market on GameStop. What can I say? I can't explain why the stock isn't higher. I think this would be good news, but I don't know. What can I tell you? GameStop still above 100. I guess you're true. Guess the analysts are wrong again. I guess that's what he's saying. Bruce kind of not looks like Danny, but clearly a lot taller. I think tomorrow GameStop goes up, says Saki Mom. Well, you could buy a 10-year Treasury note at 1.69% in the morning, lower now, or loan GameStop $2 billion at 2.5%. GameStop no longer requires the funds solved in the share issuance. Yeah, the company doesn't need to borrow at 2.5%. The company doesn't need to borrow at anything. They don't need to borrow money at all. They can just issue stock if they want, but they're not going to do it down here. I don't think so. Scott Coleman, thank you, Scott, for your donation on my PayPal account that just came through. Thank you so much for that kind donation of yours. I do appreciate it, my friend. There we go. There it comes right in. Made it to Scotland just in time to catch the last 15 minutes of the show. You the man. Love from Scotland. Thank you so much, my friend. Good news on the GameStop. They paid off their debt early. They just announced that a little while ago. Should be interesting to see how this plays out in the market tomorrow as we open back up here. Interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We have 825 thumbs ups on this show. Thank you for that, for the thumbs ups. 38 on the down tick right now. So we're about 20-1 thumbs ups versus thumbs downs. If you can hit those thumbs ups button for us, thank you very much. We're into the last little while of the show here. We appreciate this. Got 20 minutes to go. Would love to break 1,000 thumbs ups today. We're at 831 right now on the thumbs ups. 835 on the thumbs ups. Keep those thumbs ups coming, guys, if you could. 844. 1,580 of you are here. So I know there's got to be 700 thumbs ups available if everyone else has already done this. Thank you, guys. 876 on the thumbs up. They're coming in now. They're heating up. 887 and 38 on the down tick right now. 887, 893. We're going through 900 thumbs ups, going for 1,000 thumbs ups before we get off the air. Thank you, everybody. 899 on the thumbs ups. 902 now. 40 on the downside. Thank you, everybody. 911 thumbs ups coming in and coming in and coming. 923. Thank you all of you. I thank individually, but I don't know who you are. I only see the totals. 930 now. Thank you, everybody. 25-1 ratio could be the number here in just a few moments. 956 thumbs ups. 956, 961, 40 to go, and we're at 1,000 versus 40 thumbs downs. 969, 975, 25 thumbs ups away from 1,000 thumbs ups. Tony says, it was me, Uncle Bruce. Thank you, Tony, for being here. 990 thumbs ups. We are 10 away, 6 away, 994, 6 thumbs ups away. There it is. We've just cranked 1,000 thumbs ups on the day. Thank you so much for grinding it out with me. Looking like just about a 25-1 up-down ratio. Thumbs ups to thumbs downs. Beautiful. 142.30 on GameStop shares. Up $1.31 on 75,600. We are hanging right in there today. Thank you. Just got out of a meeting. Says I think Tony, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Is Tony? Are you all right there? You doing okay? Yeah, I just got out of a meeting. Tony says, I'm glad you made it, Tony. I'm glad you're out. I'm going to try an experiment, Tony, live on the air. This is exciting stuff. This is the kind of stuff that doesn't happen on any other YouTube channels. Only happens on this YouTube channel. I'm going to try an experiment right now with Tony. Tony, I want you to attempt to upload a message here in a second. I'll give you the green light in just a second. You just hang tough with me for a minute. I just have to check something out here. I just want to double and triple check. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, I want you to attempt to upload a message on the channel right now. Okay, try to upload a message on the channel right now under your name, and let's see if something kicks in here or not. I sure hope Tony can get a message onto the show here. You set up your phone there, Tony. Try to get a message in here. Let me know if it works. I'm watching your phone here as you are texting me. Try to say hello or anything to the gang. We're trying to get Tony out of jail. Let's see if he's getting anything through here. Can Tony do anything? Just got a meeting. I posted it. Let's see if we see a message from Tony. Hopefully Tony will come through here. I'm keeping an eye open to see if something is kicking. So far, nothing. Does anyone see anything from Tony right at this moment? I don't see Tony. Come on, Tony, you can do it. That's what they're saying to you. Tony, you can do it. Where is Tony? Where is this Tony you speak of? We're hoping that Tony can post here. It doesn't look like I've got him. Nothing yet, right? Tony, I don't see anything at the moment. Keep an eye open. Keep an eye open. No, I'm not showing. No, I'm not Tony, says Adam. Dinosaur Jr. Tony. Where's Tony? Everyone's asking, where's Tony? Tony, where are you? Still haven't got Tony in here. We're trying to find a way to get Tony to be able to post on this channel. We're not yet able to do it. I'm keeping my eyes open here to see if there's a way to find a way to get Tony to be able to post on this channel. I keep looking for if there's something that somehow stopped Tony from being able to post, and I can't find anything that tells me that Tony is blocked from posting. That's the problem. I keep wondering if it's me, but I can't see it from me here, and so we're trying other stuff. We just want to get Tony to be able to say hi to us because Tony is a bona fide member of this channel, and I can't do anything else more about it. Anyway, there it is, Tony. Thank you for trying. We're going to keep doing stuff, Tony. We're still working on it. Click your heels together, they're saying, and everyone's got suggestions to help Tony. A plot twist. Tony is Bruce's imaginary friend. Oh man, Tony. Is it Tony Braxton? No, it's not Tony Braxton. Does Tony have multiple Google accounts? If he is logged into multiple, it'll keep him from chatting. He needs to log out of the other ones. It happened to me once. Tony, we're trying to come up with all kinds of solutions for you to find a way to get you in here. Unplug Tony and plug him back in. Does he look like Tony Hawk maybe? Go iPhone, ask Tony to log out and then close his browser and then log back in. Check. If this thing is on, Voices in My Head by GameStop. He goes by Anthony maybe. Massive, wasn't it? No, don't give him real advice. GameStop has a YouTube channel. Is everyone subscribed? The street cred Tony now has from his time in prison will have proven worth the wait. That's it. He's logged in with a different account first. Tony unplugged. Yeah, log out of all Google accounts, then log back in. Tony will be able to chat once GameStop goes to the moon. Tell Tony to turn off the computer, then go outside. Go with the incognito window on the desktop laptop. Tony should delete System 32. I don't know what all this means. Tony is now talking again to me. He's posting me here. He's texting me. What's he saying now? Hang on. I gotta get back up here. No, there was a message coming, but now I don't see it. Tony, keep trying everything. We're trying everything we can. Then just log in and just the account you use for YouTube, not the Gmail account. Go iPhone, unmute, place it near the mic. Done. Tony's YouTube be going. Bulgaria. He used to be Bulgaria. Think of all he's learned on the inside. No, I am not. He says I'm not. I'm a single account. I was able to post the first day you went private. I'm on my computer, he says. You see, Tony should do what Tony should do what Tony needs to do. Tony been watching too much porn, laughing out loud, young guy. Don't delete System 32. Tell Tony to flick on off the lights in your office. I like that Bruce is trying to help someone with a tech issue. This is funny in itself. I mean, exactly. Don't delete System 32. Don't do that. I love this Tony, free Tony brainstorming session. Tony owes his channel something, longest call out in the history of YouTube. Who's long on Tony? Michael, damn it, you beat me to it, Michael. I like your language. Colin, dangerously. Is Tony a cat? Colin, all those inmate lessons. We're trying everything for Tony. We are trying for, so. Tony, have you got an iPhone? Have you got an iPhone, Tony? Are you able to send a message using your iPhone by chance? I mean, even that, I don't know. I'm trying. Tony, log out, clear history, cache, clear browser, restart. Send us a telegraph. He's typing right now. Yes, sir. I've got a phone. He gets to text you. I mean, turn off comments. NP. Tony's going to need a parole officer. Tony, the Tomcat. We Deep effing Tony. Has Tony tried to hit his computer with a hammer a few times? I'll try that. He's going to try his phone. Tony, I sure hope you can talk to us. Mallow, Tony is on McDonald's Wi-Fi. YouTube is short, Tony. You just read us Tony's chat. Laugh out loud. Tony's macaroni. Tony the tiger. Tommy, what was that? Tommy Jan. If Tony can't send the message on the computer and phone, then it sounds more like an account issue. Jake, Tony is there, a 15-year-old nearby. He can fix it. Tony's press enter. Tony, just press enter. Has Tony cleared all of his cookies? Tony, first you got to make a tinfoil hat. Where's macaroni when you need him? Brian, hold, laugh out loud. Tony the tiger, same thing, right? Dash, door, dash, SOS. Left foot down, right hand up, restart computer, whack keyboard on the right side with the left hand. Adrian, I think Tony will be in a movie with Bruce. Mike, who cheese Harry, unplug it and plug it back in. Citadel is shorting, says Michael. Have you tried incognito mode, control shift? And Anna, has Tony installed a browser extension after he was able to comment for the first time? If so, try disabling the extension and see if that can comment. Oh, we're all trying everything for Tony. We are trying everything. Michael, dash, dot. Try a different divide. Come on, Tony. Tony, how many viewers does it take to help an ape chat? Try a different device. Tony has won second prize in the beauty contest. Oh no! In Soviet Russia, Tony blocks you. Tony, just go find the biggest guy and punch him. Timmy, have a seat, kids. Let me tell you about the tale of legend Tony. It all started at a 5,000 watt radio station. Saki Bomb is laughing. Tony, clean the crud out of the mouse, man. That's oh no. Clean the crud out of the mouse. Oh, God. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is so funny. Oh, man. The cruelty of this audience. Oh, my God. I'm dying over here. Tony, I'm dying too. Oh, no. Good Lord. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, it's so funny. Clean the crud out of the mouse. Oh, surprise twist. I am Tony. Laughing out loud, T-Bone. Poor Tony. Bruce, you don't know. Bruce, you don't know to know the only possible way you would have an iPhone in there. Oh, God. Incognito, skips cookies, plug it. It's like a new computer kind of, Tony. You got to call Benny from the Bronx. FBI witness protection is obviously blocking Tony from commenting. Oh my, Mike, what the cookies and the delete, Bruce? I think you need to do a live stream with Tony. Yeah, you got to get Tony as a guest. We got to get Tony on here as a guest. Poor Tony, this is not fair. Oh my gosh, this is what is fighting against. Oh my God, smash forehead on keyboard. Just smash forehead on keyboard. Roll forehead from left to right on keyboard. With pursed lips make mouth sound burr. Oh man, you guys are killing me. Rick is laughing. Incoming. Where's Tony merchandise on Bruce's channel? I got it. I got it. Name change. Try Timmy. Did Tony fart, sneeze, and burp at the same time? What's going on? Sharon, in addition to cookies, maybe Tony should clear his browsing data. Michael, buy and hold, laughing out loud, the People's Channel. Yay, most fun ever. Throw it against the wall. Tony's a spy. Laughing out loud. Nice, Mike. Puts on Tony's YouTube account. I'll fly over to Tony and pick him up and fly him back. It's just quicker that way. I love it. We're all feeling optimistic. So much fun. Larry, got him. Melo. Oh, my gosh. Laughing out loud. That's it. We broke Bruce. We broke Bruce. We broke him. Did Tony eat his Frosted Flakes today? Shades. Oh, we broke Bruce. Way to go. This is so wholesome. Oh, laughing loud. Bagel Bruce down. The sequel to Black Hawk down. Oh, Larry Titus wins the chat. We lost Uncle B. Infectious laughter. I am guessing Tony authored a DD which hit close to home with Citadel. Got him, says Drew. I got him. Nice. Oh my gosh. CT, they got him. I'm trying not to laugh at work. I can't wait to hang out with Uncle Bruce in person. Larry, you got Bruce good. You got him. Larry, you killed Bruce. You killed him. Oh, Larry, you really got him. Laughing out loud. Larry, you got him. I win. I'm laughing right now because Bruce is laughing. Larry, that broke the Bruce. His poor sides, you're going to make him blow a bagel. You might kill him there. And 1.3 thousand people are crying from laughing. Larry just broke Bruce. Man down. Bruce hit the blue screen. Oh, my gosh. I can't keep up these comments. I'm reading them as fast as they can. They're coming quicker than I can read them. Larry is the boss of this. We're all going on a cruise together. This is going to be a big party. Tony is Anthony in the price in the Prince Spaghetti Day commercial. If RC can't help Tony, I'm selling Bruce. Hun, I think you need a nap. Oh my gosh, is Tony phone 2 Dixie cups in the string? Careful, Tony. If you use incognito mode, we'll all see your browser history. Who's Tony Broker? Robin, what's going on? Free Tony. Speed up to 88 miles an hour to generate the 1.25 gigabytes. Arrow 10404. Laughing out loud. What would Rico do? Oh, laughing out. I'm literally crying, laughing. I'm dying here. Oh my God, who's the boss? Oh my, I'm having too much fun here. Guys, you better stop being hilarious. We might lose Uncle Bruce here. Buy and hold. That's a pro gamer move. Tony, only person ever to score a 0 in the SCTs. I love you guys. Oh, man, I love you guys. Forever family. Parole Tony to Uncle Bruce's halfway house. Tony needs a Kickstarter. Larry, I love how you cracked Bruce up so much. Good going, guy. Tony got his personal effects. It was a computer. Tony, one bagel shy of reality. Tony has fallen and cannot get up. I bet Uncle Bruce's cheeks are hurting right now. Wholesome after hours. Tony needs a room on our cruise. I love Bruce's laugh. Is Jen the one shorting GameStop right now? Tony, press Control plus Alt plus Delete. Bruce, screen of laughter. Weekend at Uncle Bruce's with Tony. Buy and hold. Nail it. Tony has entered the bagel light zone. Man, I love this channel so much. Says and expecting to see IBM blue screen of death any moment. Knock knock. Who's there? Who's there? Tony. Jack, we're going to be on the cruise and then suddenly realize we left Tony at the last port. Short Tony's futures. Tony, take your device to Hunter Biden's computer guy. He seems to be pretty thorough. Seriously, guys, Tony gets outsued. Let's be kind. He's got to get out. Got to have Uncle Bruce be our auctioneer for our charity auction. Tony, have you asked the guard for a ticket to the pool? Tony just texted you. This is my first Tony. We need a good laugh. If Tony comes on the cruise, we'll never see him. We'll just hear his voice from inside his cabin asking, what's happening? Tony is going to room with Kenny G. Tony t-shirt now available from Bruce's store. Dying over. I tried posting on my iPhone using that YouTube app. No luck using the YouTube app. He can't use it on the YouTube app either. I wonder if he should go to desktop mode. Should he go on the desktop mode with his phone? What should he do with his phone if he can't text either? It's unbelievable. I love you, Uncle Bruce. Have a good night. Tony to the moon. I'm suddenly worried about Tony, says Michael. Oh, my God. Tony, we're gonna figure this out. I don't know how. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we gotta find a way to get you through this. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Is he okay? Says Michael. Maybe Tony's wife's boyfriend can help him out. Does prison not have Geek Squad in prison? Tony, just go to bed and sleep it out. Sounds like an account problem. We got something. Going on. I don't know what it is. Tony cannot get in here with the chat. It's not right. I'm dying. I'm trying to help Tony out. He's all the texts are coming in from Tony. They're all here. Oh, Tony is trying everything. I just can't get Tony through here. Love how we always have fun here. Tony, just find a high school kid to fix it. It'll take him like 2 minutes. Hold. Is it a dial telephone, or is it like a dial phone? Is it a ringtone? Inside knowledge. Tony is DFV. Seriously, Jack Bauer is here, bro. Save Tony. I just hit 24-hour counter. Or make it bounce. Hey, everybody, let's tweet Elon Musk and tell him we want him as CEO of GameStop. Uncle Bruce is Jimmy Stewart, and Tony is clearly Harvey. But has Tony tried commenting from the iWatch? Maybe the iWatch is the way to go. You see, Tony and Bruce both lost a leg in the war, and now they meet to buy a pair of shoes once a year, you see. A Rotary, maybe Elon Musk can help. Tony, are you just playing hard to get? Oh, my gosh. Tony, as suggested before by another ape, change name to Tanya. Rotary phone. Why is everyone talking about me? Says Tony. Tony, I had to sync Google to make it work. Adam, Tony, I had to say, Adam, Tony is buying stocks on his Abacus. Brandon just logged in. What did I miss? The ape formerly known as Tony. Hey, it's Tony, the professor. I know what it is. Aliens. It's aliens. Michael, phone ring. Could it be Tony? Dinosaur Bruce, serious question. Can we warp Tony's crap into derivative and sell it? Fadigan, anyone notice Tony and Bruce is never in the same room? Was that Tony, by the way? Jake, Tony? People's Channel, breathe, sir. You're lonesome. DE, poor Tony. Mother of bumper. Wait, is he blocked by mistake? 100 cats. You are on Wall Street bets. Tony, Wi-Fi is not dangerous. The real Tony, please stand up. Anthony, where are you? Oh, my God. I'm dying over here. I've tried posting on my app. No luck, says Tony. Oh, my God. We're trying everything. Oh, where did Jen is over here. Oops, Tony did it again, says Wolfgang. Michael, Timmy, J. Ray, notice Tony never gets older. He never ages. He's always the same age. If you notice that, you ever think about that, Tony? He always looks the same. His picture 10 years ago, this year it's the same. He never ate. No gray hairs. What's with this guy? People's Channel, pull my finger. Adventures. I had a great day, Bruce. Enjoyed the show. I had a great day too. I got to get going. It's 2 minutes after the 2-hour window. Guys, we're going to keep trying to get Tony on the air. We'll do whatever we can. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got to do it. Thank you for being here. The final quote on GameStop, at least for me, as 142.09 up $1.10. Keep an eye out on the aftermarkets, and we'll see how it does tomorrow in the pre-market, see what this thing can do. Adam will have to join Travels with Bruce live stream to see if Tony can get in there. Michael, have Tony call you on your phone, unmute, put it next to the mic, live interview, Walla Walla. I haven't laughed this hard in a while. Thanks, everybody. Thanks again, Bruce. I had a good laugh today. Thank you, Michael. Tony didn't learn anything from the film Midnight Express. Have a good one, Uncle Bruce. Thumbs up. Thanks, Bruce. See you in the morning. Take care, Tony. J. Ray, I got the movie reference. It's funny because Christians pray to Saint Tony to find things. Thanks, Bruce. You're the man. Thanks for the laughs. The Valhalla, Tony. Good vibes. Love you all. Thanks for keeping it real, Uncle Bruce. Peace out. Mother of Bumpa. Yes, a good finger pulling. That'll work. Tony is putting up some kind of emoji, but I don't know if it's our Tony or another Tony. Some tells me it's not our Tony. Anna, thanks, Bruce. Another great show. Rooting for Tony. And hi to Jen. Nighters, Bruce and Jen. Tony working from his Model T or something. Take care, everybody. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. Good evening, everyone. We love you, Uncle Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. Thanks for the laughs. Tony is a gatekeeper on the moon. Titus won the chat. Bruce almost died. It's been one of those best ever hours after. Thank you, Uncle B and crowd. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Brucey, I love you. See you all in the morning. Have a great evening, everybody. All right, I'm out of here. I'm exhausted. I gotta go. I gotta go to Timmy's and get a coffee and a donut. I'll tell you right now. Hey, Tony, and Tony, call 1-800-YouTube. Thank you, guys. Have a pleasant evening. I just canceled my membership. I'll sign up again after the 16th, says Tony. He's going to just redo it and try again. Tony, I just hope it works. I'm praying to God this can happen. We got to get you in here, Tony. We need you so badly. Stay safe, everybody, says Jack Power. This is a phony Tony. That's a phony Tony. That's not the real Tony. But Tony just texted me. He's canceling his membership, and he's going to try again. And we'll hope for the best that Tony can get in here. Tony, we got to get you back. Jake, thanks for the show, Bruce. Tired stock. What's the difference between Tony and AMC? They're both a bouncer. Slim Goody has just become a member of the channel. Welcome, Slim, to the show. Welcome to the channel. I'm just getting ready to sign off for the day. So join me tomorrow at 1 hour before the opening and then 1 hour before the close tomorrow night. Join us again, everybody. Zoltan, bye, peeps. Great closing show. See you all in the morning. Welcome, Slim. Peace and awesome show. Thank you, everybody, so much. Sarah, bye, Jen and Uncle Bruce. Enjoy your afternoon trip. Get a cookie to celebrate. Tony wished he was in the house. And Slim, what's up, Uncle Bruce? Been here for weeks. Just got my bank fixed. Way to go, Slim. I'm glad to make it. Welcome, Slim, and bye, gang. Jenny says, thank you, everybody. All right, I'm out of here. I gotta go. Slim, we're gonna see you tomorrow as an active member on this channel. I look forward to having you here. And Tony, just keep trying, and we'll get you through it. It's all gonna be good. My stomach hurts, says Michael. Slim, loving the stories. Deanna, welcome, Slim. Good to meet you. Okay, guys. Thank you. Loving the message. Love the gangs. Thanks, Slim, so much. All right, I'm off. We'll see you in the morning.